Welcome, all you gorgeous American people out there. How are you today? This is Brad, the Love Coach, coming to you from Pueblo, Colorado. Today, what we're going to talk about, I just got done having a conversation with a good friend of mine, and I got really fired up. And you know, we're just talking about global warming, we're talking about politics, we're talking about all these things. You know, it always comes back to me to love and where everything is happening in this country, where things are just not happening the way they ought to be, or the way the way they possibly could be. And you know, one thing that I'm really fired up about right now is the war in Iraq and everything that's going on with this country, with the war in Iraq, with oil, with global warming. You know, it's all so tied together. And without getting preachy and without getting self-righteous and without getting really angry, because I have a tendency to get very upset, you know, it's like, how do I talk to this country? How do I talk to people so that we can hear each other? You know, and one way I know is through humor. And another way is just to talk, you know, without getting fired up. And so what I want to say that I think could make a difference for this country is that, you know, the one thing I always try and look at things the same way. You know, instead of on a global scale, I look at how things work with one-on-one with people, because it's really no different. The dynamics and the way the universe works is really no different one-on-one than it is massively as well. And you know, the way I look at it is, you know, I'm pretty upset with our president right now. I'm pretty upset with the way things have been run. And I just don't buy everything that we're told. And I really honestly don't think that President Bush, I really don't think you're a bad guy, President Bush. I don't think you're a bad guy. I just honestly think you're a little bit ignorant. And I don't say that to be mean either. It's just the word ignorant is just that when you're unaware of something. And I just kind of feel like our president is ignorant right now, just to the whole world spectrum, the whole world view of what's going on. And a lot of our leaders in this country have had that same problem, and that's the whole reason we've got into this mess. Is that, you know, I feel like a lot of people feel that our leaders have felt like the U.S. is, we always have to kind of be the bully, the big bully, you know. And it's like, I was talking to my friend today. I said, but you know, and I've had friends from other countries who I've talked to, who. You know, other people from other countries who they don't respect the United States. You know, people fear the United States, but they don't respect the United States. And it's the same thing like if you were in 8th grade, right? And you have the person who's the bully who steals your milk money every day. You know, you may fear them, but you don't respect them. You know, if we wanted to make a difference, especially with the war, and to look for a solution, I really honestly think a solution would be to acknowledge all the mistakes we've made in the past leading up to this, including, you know, selling arms to Afghanistan and all the things that as people we don't know, all the things that we've done as a country that have helped get us into this mess, and to acknowledge those mistakes and acknowledge those things and actually own up to that. It's no different than owning up to a relationship. It's no different than when you make a mistake with your girlfriend and you lie to your girlfriend. That's never going to go away, but the second that you say, you know what, I lied to you and I'm sorry, then that's when healing actually starts, and they forgive you. But if you don't do that, it's just going to continue on. It's no different with this situation right now with our country. And if we could own up to those mistakes, own up to those responsibilities, and start to own those things, then the energy, the negative energy we'd be getting back would start to diminish. They would stop targeting us so much because, you know, we'd be owning up to our mistakes. We all make mistakes. You know what, this country is, I love this country, but you know what, we also can make mistakes. If we just own up to them, it could shift the whole energy of the world. So that's one thing, is that I think that if we just by owning those things, we could start that healing process. So that's something I want to suggest to everyone, is just, you know, especially our government leaders, is to, instead of being righteous and self-righteous and like we don't ever make mistakes and we don't ever, you know, this country, the USA is the end-all be-all. You know, we can't view it that way. We're part of the whole world, and people don't respect us anymore. They fear us. And you know what, if history doesn't tell us anything, it tells us it repeats itself. You know, if you look at Rome, if you look at these countries who they get too big for their britches, you know, we will fall if we're not careful. And so I want to say that to our leaders. I want to say that to the rest of the world. You know what? All of this can be healed with love. It really can. And I'm not saying that to be all airy-fairy. I'm not saying that to be all hippie-ish. You know, love, honest to God, true love can really heal anything. You know, I say that from my own life and my own experience. So let's do it. Peace and love to everyone. Ownership, accountability, responsibility. Let's do it. This is Brad the Love Coach from Pueblo, Colorado. Everybody have a really responsible and fun and amazing day. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.